What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topic, tweets, videos you want me to talk about tomorrow? Hey yeah guys, today is Wednesday, December something. Bro, 3 videos back to back to back. I told ya, I discovered something, bro. I figured it out, man. I was in a bit of a slump. I don't know about you guys. Have you guys been in slumps before? Pepperidge Farm has been in slumps before. You know, you guys ever have either work or passion projects or things that you like to do, video games, hobbies or whatever, and then suddenly it starts to get harder to do. Suddenly you wake up and you're like, man, why is there a resistance to the thing that I kind of like to do? What the hell is going on? Now I know what you guys are saying, you know, putting your hand on the arm. Omni, hate to break this to you, but that's depression, right? I don't know if I want to go that far, right? But I think sometimes things happen to us internally that we got to figure out that kind of stops us from doing the things that we love. Me, I think it was actually quite the opposite, okay? And a lot of content creators, a lot of artists can probably relate to this, was that I think I was getting in a burnt out in a kind of way where I didn't recognize how to cut off YouTube mode, literally. You know how you go to work sometimes and you go home and you don't work no more? Let's say if I have to go pick up some rocks and I go home and I'm not picking up rocks anymore, right? But when it comes to entrepreneurial and content creation, all that jazz, sometimes your brain stays on even though you're supposed to be doing other stuff like resting or playing. So what happens is that you don't rest or play. I know I'm going to an early rant. This is a rant for those of you guys who sometimes feel like you get burnt out or lost in these situations, okay? It might be something that might be going on with you. The TLDR is that when you play or when you rest, you actually have to do it properly, right? If you don't rest properly or play properly, then you are actually not recovering from work mode. And somebody like me, I've been stuck in survival mode since I was out the womb. So yeah, I kind of figured that out a little bit. I figured out how to kind of partition those parts of my days in my life a little bit. It's been giving me the energy and the boost and the thrill back. So yeah, I've been feeling good in terms of consistency. It's funny though, we have to talk about CoryxKenshin today because a lot of people yesterday were basically ranting about his lack of consistency in terms of upload schedule. So you know what? Let's just get into today's news, okay? But even before that, all right, before we get into the Cory situation, I do need to give you guys an update on the low tier God thing that we talked about 2 days ago. Dale Wilson, remember when we talked about there was a clip that was being played by his baby's mama, and we were like, dang, that's pretty awful to say to a person, okay? I reached out to him to see what he had to say about the situation, because you guys know me, I've been on this platform for so long. I like to try to get the full story. I like to hear what people have to say. Even when we don't like what things people have to say, I still like to understand the full story, because I've been doing this thing for so long that I recognize that when you don't try, at least attempt to get more information, a lot of things can get lost and solved. So I reached out to him. But yeah, I'm not going to show you the actual text. Just believe me, okay? I've been in this kind of industry for so long that I have talked to a lot of people that you guys probably know, both on and off the record, okay? So just believe it. But yeah, I asked LowTierGod about the situation, about the baby's mama thing, and about the minute clip, and I asked him, told him I gave my 2 cents on it, and if he wanted to say anything about it, make sure that he wouldn't feel blindsided or misrepresented. I actually sent this to him before I uploaded the video so I can include it, but he didn't respond in time enough, so I couldn't add it with the video. I got a response later called responsible journalism, I suppose, I guess. Anyway, I asked him what he had to say, and he said, I'll tell you like I told everybody else, okay? I do not have a child, and that is not my baby's mother. I have never met or seen the alleged kid. It doesn't have my last name, and there's never been a DNA test taken. That chick is just obsessed with me and looking for clout. I responded with, bet, I appreciate the reply. Would you like me to share it with my audience so that you can have your side of the story out there? And he said, she's been trying to gain clout off of me for 6 months now. As a journalist, I cannot tell you what to do, but Cali law states a woman can legally appoint anyone as the father, and he must prove otherwise second. If she was so sure, she would have gotten a court order DNA test first. You may do with these messages as you please. I repeat, I do not have a child, and that is in no way, shape, or form my baby mother. She should start a GoFundMe to see if the sympathy card really works. And that's the extent of LowTierGod's response, okay? So he is suggesting that the baby is not even his, and that the mother is just chasing clout, and she's been doing so for the past 6 months, and there's literally no blood correlation between that person, that kid being his daughter or not. It sounds like to me that it's leading up to an episode of Maury, bro, like a freaking you are not the you know what. Is that where we are now in this situation, bro? Is this, do we have proof that this is actually Dale's baby or not? That's, I guess, is where we are. Tell you what, I'm not going to verify it. I'm not going to be the more. I know exactly what some of you guys think. Omni, get them both up on here and then get the and then reveal it. No, no, I'm not getting into that. That's messy. That's messy. But that's the update with LowTierGod. Again, just wanted to give you his response and his side of the story of the comments. And again, I guess if there's any updates that come from it, like this overall big, then I'll let you guys know. Okay. And yeah, there it is. Just full information so that you guys can use with it whatever you will. Sorry. No, one more thing I needed to talk about as well. Okay. On the LowTierGod situation as well is I saw a lot of comments. Remember when we were responding to it and I was like, oh man, is LowTierGod kind of like not a character? And I wanted to kind of talk about the subject of like, I would say as thinking that somebody is being a character versus somebody being who they are. You know, it's a lot of people say when someone shows you who you are, believe it. I would like to try to kind of explain, because I think some people felt like that's kind of like dismissive or that it is not taking accountability. And I agree. I think a lot of times, often people can use that concept as not taking accountability. I will say, when it comes with me, when it comes to being a content creator and a YouTuber, and when it comes to having a little bit of ADHD and tisms, okay, I'm very like good at seeing people's mask. Okay, so for the most part, when I see characters, this is what I'm trying to say, when I see characters on the internet, I assume that most people are characters. I actually believe that what they're presenting to themselves on the internet, on streams, on YouTubes, are just a version of themselves and not their true, real selves. The reason why I feel that way is because I've been in this business for a very long time, and I've met a lot of content creators behind back doors, bro. Like Tyler One, for example, bro. The way that he streams, that's a character. Meet this dude in person, probably a little tugly, nice guy kind of thing. Every single time you see that character base versus who they really are, there's always been a flip. So when I say like, oh yeah, I thought this was a character, a mean person that's being built up for a facade, that's because I'm in a space that is performative. For some people, they're just being themselves, right? Like right now, I can't fake this. I'm talking to you guys. There's no cuts. I can't. It's just me, right? So there's no way you're going to get this IRL, whatever. But I've met a lot of people who are YouTubers, who are streamers, who they present themselves are has nothing to do with who they really are. Hence why I believed in the concept of characters. Okay. I also don't like to make the assumptions that the character's the real person or the other person's the real person, you know. And I also don't know LowTierGod like in detail. I don't literally know the dude, right? I've seen the clips. I've seen I don't know the and I'm not trying to go into a rabbit hole of all of that stuff as well. So I was kind of like out of it. I don't know full details of this person. Okay. I'm not chronically online in this specific area. So I just kind of wanted to explain that as well. Let you guys know, for some people who I can understand, I can empathize with the idea of calling a person a character in order to dodge accountability or in order to not kind of justify who the person is. And I just air towards internet personalities, streamers, YouTubers, all of these people as personas. A lot of they literally have different names, right? That usually represent a different version of themselves. So yeah, that's all I'm trying to say, to give you guys a little, just to kind of respond to some of those comments so you guys don't feel like I'm purposely trying to be neglectful. Okay? Cool. That's the LowTierGod update. All right. Let's talk about some CoryxKenshin. Okay. My gang. All right. With the samurai, they're not happy. All right. Oh man. Oh man. For those of you guys don't know, my boy Cory has been like in the limelight. They've been talking about the gang because he does this thing where he makes goals, right? And he says he wants to do something, and then sometimes he falls short, right? And there's a lot of his audience has this kind of love-hate relationship with him because they love his content, but they don't like the inconsistency of it, or when he disappears for long periods of time and then he comes back, yada yada. And the fans get upset. I'm gonna be completely real. It's kind of scary sometimes how upset they become. It's almost like they are bonded with this man. Like this is their father. And they're like, you left me, father? Like, no, really, father, you left me. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, wait a minute. This is just a nigga, okay? Like he made a video that said, you know, I'm just a guy. I'm just a dude. Ding, 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 ding. Like, you know, I'm just a regular dude. But I feel like, I don't know. Might be a little bit of parasocial. I don't know. We'll talk about it as we go. But it reads here, CoryxKenshin fans split on 2025 video go. Oh, for case you guys don't know who Cory is, by the way. CoryxKenshin is a YouTuber. He makes Let's Play type videos. He's been doing it for a long time. He's like Markiplier. They're like the goats of gaming, right? They drops a video, gets 10 million views. All right, like literally one of the best has done it, like literally, okay? Anyway, the high-energy creator famous for Scream-filled gaming series like Little Nightmares 3 and Ghosts of Yote has posted around 67 videos this year while editing everything solo. Some fans feel let down by the slower pace and gaps, recalling past patterns like his quick response to mid-2025 drama. Others cheer his dream project, the manga Monsters We Make, which sold over 200,000 copies of his first volume and fulfills a lifelong anime aspiration. His passion keeps 23.6 million subscribers engaged, even as the year winds down without word on the goal. So, yeah, so now people are, a discussion is happening about, well, number one, I don't think he can actually meet the goal anymore unless he goes for double uploads. But people kind of, I guess, saddened that he couldn't keep up his end of the deal, of the bargain, of the promise. I'll read out a couple of the tweets that are kind of like trending. This one saying, I want to say one thing. You can't call yourself a fan of this man and then go and spit on his passion project that he's clearly so happy to be making. Nobody's reading this just to make videos, treating him like a jester rather than a human again. This person here said, he was gone for 2 weeks, bro. Come on. He's literally working on a manga. This is like almost every anime's kid dream. The hate I've been seeing is insane. There are genuinely lots of people who are genuinely upset that this content creator has been so busy making manga that he cannot keep in his bargain of the deal of uploading more videos. Good Lord. I made a comment about it. Not a fan of people always complaining about Cory being inconsistent. I feel like they're taking his existence for granted. He's a full-ass human with life shit, responsibilities, and he's trying his best. Support him when he shows up because he won't always be here. So, I mean, what I'm thinking is like a lot of people were like upset about him not being able to upload enough. But Mans has been around here for so long, right? Mental health seems to be intact, I guess. Like he seems to be physically fine as well. But there's going to be a time where CoryxKenshin stops uploading. That channel will end, okay? I'm sure that you and I, we all know about the fact that we can have some of our favorite content creators stop uploading. And that can be very impactful and hurtful. And we've seen it with like Etika before. Like that's something that a lot of us are still holding on to. So what I feel is like a lot of people are losing sight on the fact that this is a human dude. And he can make promises. Like, for example, I might say something like, hey guys, I'm going to upload for the rest of the year. I'm going to try, you know, like make a goal and try to follow it. Right. But we fail as humans. We don't always like make our own promises. Sometimes our goals is things for us to try, but it's not always something that we can always fulfill. And sometimes it's a promise that we're trying to make on our own, but it's not. So in my opinion, right, when we do fail, because we will fail, that if you're a supporter of the homie, if you're a supporter of the group, you know, you still stand behind him like, hey, we understand, man, you're human, you're stressing, you got work, you did your best. Thanks for doing as much as you have been doing and being grateful for what you have. That's how I feel. Right. But let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. This person here said, call me a fake nigga, but this Cory guy ain't even funny. No good content. He is good, boring, and inactive. Gotta be the most overrated YouTuber. Good Lord. God dang, bro. All right. I think that's just kind of hate for the sake of hate because he's got a lot of subscribers for a specific reason. Like he makes good content. I'm not even going to respond to that. This person responded to me and said, people are just upset that he keeps making promises and not keeping them. It's literally as simple as that. I can empathize with that, okay? If you're a content creator or if you're a viewer, right? And someone says, hey, I'm going to make 100 videos and you're like, yay, right? I can understand like, oh, I couldn't meet that point and you'd be a little disappointed. That's completely fine, right? Like if I said like, hey guys, I'm going to do a Friday Night Funkin' stream this Friday, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, and I don't. You know, that could be disappointing as well. But that one's a little bit different because like you might actually make time like advance in your schedule to kind of go. That's a little different. Point is yes, I can understand feeling a little disappointed. I think what's important to understand is the promise part, right? Like Cory is setting a goal, okay? And it's not about hitting the goal. It's about him uploading more, right? So you're getting more Cory. Cory is saying, hey guys, I'm going to try to aim for 100. But even if he doesn't hit 100, you might get 50 or 60 or 7 videos, which is a high rate from what you would normally get from Cory. So it's kind of like, even if he doesn't reach the goal, it's so important just to appreciate that he is here. That's the part that I feel like a lot of people are missing. They're getting hung up on that number of 100 and not so much of like he is just literally here. This person said that's what happens when you have 10 million parasocial fans. This person said this dude should just really retire and focus his manga. I can tell his heart's not in it anymore. Like, how are we able to tell? How are y'all able to tell what this man is thinking? This is, oh my Lord. This person said what's crazy is he never promised 100 uploads like some of y'all said he did. He said it's his personal goal of his. Is that true? I don't know if that's verification, but that makes it even worse. If he didn't make any promises to the audience, he said he's making his own personal goal, then it's about him. It's between Cory and Cory, right? Now we're taking in and being a part of Cory's own specific type goals. Like if I say I'm going to go to the gym for 100 days and then I don't do it, y'all be like, damn, Omni, you broke your promise with me. I can't believe you didn't go 100 days. You broke your promise with me. And I'm like, what? Wait. When did that happen? A few more responses, okay? Because I would like to get a lot from both sides as well. It's very clear that like I have an opinion on this because I'm a content creator and I'm also a fan of Cory. So I would say that I have a specific, I feel like I have a specific way that I do view this. I am not boxed into this view. I do understand empathy. I do understand taking myself out of the situation, my beliefs, myself being a content creator, and also just being a viewer because I am a viewer of Cory, right? And I can also, so I can see how people can feel in all facets of life. I'm pretty good at that whole like empathy thing, but I think it's still important to continue to hear what people have to say because their feelings are valid, okay? Even if we disagree with it, it's important for people's feelings to still be validated. This person said, I don't know, and not disagree with the feelings, but disagree with the opinion. It's impossible to actually disagree with a person's feelings. I just want to make that one clear. I don't know. Call me crazy about 100 videos is an entire year. Isn't that difficult? It's roughly 8-ish videos a month. Stop right there. Stop right there. Okay? Stop right there. I'm not going to call you crazy. All right? But I don't know if you know what it means to be a content creator sometimes. I don't know if people understand how much work and effort and energy goes into it. And that's not even just like the labor part. There's the creative part. There's having like an artist. I don't think it makes sense. Like you can make like people who make manga, you know, like, yeah, I don't think it's that hard to like, no, it's not always easy for certain people. And like, it might be easier for some people and harder for others. People go through life and sometimes they don't have anything in them or they're burnt out. So this one already, like, to say that this feels like you're not empathizing with the person. I'd argue Cory is taking his audience for granted. LMAO. You can't make false promises and then be shocked when people start pointing out that you aren't reliable at all. So let's say Cory says, I promise to do something, right? And they're like, okay, cool, we hold you up to that. And then you don't. I can understand feeling disappointed. That's completely fine. I'm not against it. I am not going to sit here and fight over people who are actually kind of disappointed if Cory is making a full-on promise to you guys and then just not able to hold his end of the bargain. Again, I don't know the details of this specific 100 video upload, if it was a promise to the people or if it was a promise to himself. Here's another one. Cory edits 30+ minute videos by himself and he's working on a manga series at the same time and whatever else he has going on in his life, and niggas are still ungrateful. I'm completely understand why he takes breaks. Shit, man, I would too. Yeah, and here's some of his uploads that he's been doing. He's got here Dispatch he's been playing, 1:50, 1:30, 2 minutes and 6 minutes. You got some Friday Night Funkin', Ghost of Yote, okay? These are long videos, guys. I record and edit my videos on this channel right here by myself. So if it's a 1 hour, I used to have an editor every time and then, but right now I'm doing it by myself, man. And it's a lot. Okay, by the time I'm done recording, right, how do I put it? Talking for hours and hours, usually maybe like 2 hours at a time every day to talk to you guys about what's happening. And then after you're done, right there, it's spent. Like, damn, bro, like the energy of like talking nonstop can be a bit exhausting. But the video must now be edited, so we must go over 2 hours, 3 hours of footage to figure out how to splice it in a way that's also presented for a viewer. And then this man goes even, I don't edit as much. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I keep my things kind of lowly edited. I'm going for that raw experience. I'm worried that like AI, as it gets better, then it's going to get harder to tell when people are not AI or not. So I'm going for the full omniisms with all the typos and all the missed sayings and everything. So you guys you'll never be confused if I'm AI or not. The human experience will always be here. That's me. But this man edits his stuff meticulously. So that's hours. And then he's upload. That's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Combined with also like doing the manga, which I have no idea what it is. Combined with, I don't know what else he's got in his life. Maybe he's trying to exercise, right? Maybe he's trying to get good sleep. Maybe he's got some mental health stuff he's trying to work on. Maybe he's trying to educate himself or read some books. Maybe he's trying to unwind and rest, or maybe he's having a hard time with that. Maybe he is also has a life outside of these things, and these are things that are becoming a little bit difficult for him to juggle. And maybe he did set himself up with his promise with himself in a way where it was a bit, I would say, not unrealistic, but it stretched him a little bit too thin. But yeah, guys, that's the CoryxKenshin situation in a nutshell, in my opinion. Okay? In my opinion, this is the kind of, like, I would say a bit parasocial like relationship with a content creator that can lead to burnout, and it can lead to mental health issues. I think about Etika all of the time. All of the time. Almost not a day goes by when I think about Etika and I think about the importance of mental health. And I think about how we become attached to each other, you and I, over the internet, and how important that attachment is. And I sometimes feel like that attachment, right, starts to become a reliance for some people as well. Like, people might rely on Cory for their own mental health. And if I don't got no Cory uploads, I got no comfort, you know, pacifier has been taken away from me. Okay, that's just an analogy. I'm not trying to call these people babies. The point, though, is that Cory is not his content. Okay, Cory is Cory. He's just a dude, and we have to remember that. And I think some people kind of just forget that we're all just human beings with flaws, who make mistakes, who get tired, who get burnt out, who get unmotivated, who get sad, who get happy, who get bursts of energies and zoomies and say, I'm going to conquer the world. And then a couple of days, I'm like, oh man, I might be in over my head. You know, we're all trying to tangle and try to figure out life. Right? So it's going to be a little bit messy, and it's going to be in a situation, in my opinion, that, like, I think people got to see the full Cory still. And I don't think I think there's a lot of people that can't. I think a lot of people still just look at him as a figure, you know, like how a child looks at a father. He's a figure. He's a creator. He's a producer. He's supposed to, and I like him when he is doing the function that it is that I want him to do, that type of thing. But again, if you really support somebody, right? If you fall short, you don't get mad at them. If they fall short trying to do something like really ambitious, why would you get mad? You'd be like, good job trying, bro. I appreciate the effort. I actually appreciate you existing. You did a pretty good job. You'll get them next time. The next time you make a goal, you'll do it. Plus, look at all the work that you are doing. So it's like, I think there's two different approaches that you can kind of look at this. And I think it would be healthy to kind of look at him in totality as a human being. That's my opinion. You guys can let me know how you feel. Okay. A lot of people, there's some people comment like, hey man, you just glazing. I don't care. That doesn't affect me. That doesn't impact me. Like, it doesn't bruise my ego for you to tell me that I am supporting someone in a way where I'm looking at them as a full human being. It doesn't hurt me. I think people still try to do that, the rage baiting or the whatever, but it doesn't like make me upset that you feel like I'm supporting a fellow content creator. If you have gripes, share your gripes. And if you have opinions, share your opinions. Okay, let's get on to the next subject. So guys, just a quick thing you need to know. Okay, tomorrow is the Game Awards with Geoff Keighley. Okay, the Game Awards is tomorrow. I will be watching it. I will be streaming. I'll be coming back to stream tomorrow to watch the Game Awards with you. What time is it going to actually come out? Oh, it says right here. The Game Awards is going to be kicking off at 7:30 p.m. ET, which means it's kind of like get started at 8, okay? Which means I will probably be streaming tomorrow sometime around like 6 or something. Come through. Come hang out with me, okay? Twitch.tv/InfernoOmni. We always have a good time at the Game Awards, bro. This is one of the things you just do not want to miss, okay? Set time in your calendar, okay? And literally come hang out with me. It's going to be a good ass time. For those of you guys who've never been to the stream before, you get to see a different version of me, but you also get to hang out with my community. My community is absolutely nuts, okay? This is going to be really fun. This is one of the reasons why I love actually streaming, is to watch events like this with you guys. So again, come through tomorrow, December 11th, all right? 5 o'clock p.m. and then just clear your schedule, okay? Tell all your friends, get out my face. Tell your friends to come watch with you, okay? And tell your girlfriend, tell your wife, hey, nah, we don't got time. I got to hang out with Omni, all right? Let's have a good time tomorrow. Maybe bring a shot or two, you know, we can get a little bit litty and yeah, it's going to be a good time, okay? The Game Award. Another quick update. This one's also absolutely ginormous, and I mean that quite literally, okay? It reads just in SpaceX, okay, plans to go public at $1.5 trillion valuation in 2026, the largest IPO, initial public offering, in history. Okay, this is absolutely freaking huge, guys. This is Elon Musk. This is SpaceX, and this is a company that's about to go public. And the fact that it goes public with a 1.5 trillion. Do you guys remember what a trillion is? I just want to make sure you guys understand how much a trillion is, okay? So $1 million, wow, that's a lot of money, times 1,001 millions is 1 billion, okay? That's crazy. That's crazy work. Now take 1 billion times 1,000 again. That's a trillion. That amount of money is something that I just like cannot literally like fathom. Like that's ridiculous. Okay. Now take that 1 trillion that's like literally unfathomable, cut it in half, and then add it back to the table. So on top of it, okay, $1.5 trillion is the valuation for a single company called SpaceX, okay? What is SpaceX? What do you guys want to know what SpaceX is? SpaceX is exactly what you think it is, okay? It's literally a company that builds rockets, okay? They send the rockets out into outer space, and then their goal is for the rocket space to come back and land successfully so they can save a lot of money, okay? You send out a rocket that's worth millions or billions and it doesn't come back, well, goodbye millions and billions, okay? It's Star Trek, the space voyage. I remember when it launched, and I think Elon talked about it having 2 freaking main goals, okay? One was that when they sent out the rockets, the idea is that the rocket is going to come back itself, okay? So if they are able to launch a rocket with nothing in it and for it to travel around space and for it to automatically land, then the idea is now we got all of these little tiny rockets flying out to space, gathering information, gathering imagery, looking for different planets, getting all this data, whatever, but it's all coming back. It's an ecosystem that's not being fueled by humans whatsoever. No Neil Armstrongs needed. Or not Neil Armstrong. What's the other dude? Lance? Is it Lance? Lance? No, it's Neil, right? It's Neil. I don't remember. The second mission that Elon wants to do with SpaceX is to send humans on Mars. Okay, literally wants to get more planets, conquest, voyage, and for us to live on another planet eventually. I had to look this one up. Okay, there are 3 main products. Okay, there's there's the rockets, what are known as the Falcons. Okay, they're reusable rockets that launch satellites, astronauts, and cargo into space. We kind of already talked about that. You have another thing called a Starship, which is a new giant spaceship / rocket. Okay, if it's working as it's supposed to, it says that it will carry 100+ people at once. All right, it's going to move cargo cheaper than any rocket in history. It will refuel in space, and it will be able to go to the moon and the Mars. He's literally trying to make a self-sustaining fleet, starship, like that's what he's trying to make. So that you can travel out into space and be self-sustaining out there. And the last thing that they're trying to do is this concept called Starlink, okay, which is basically a bunch of satellites, hundreds or thousands of freaking satellites being launched into space that would provide extremely fast internet from anywhere around the world, hence calling it Starlink. And last but not least, I probably should have mentioned this first for some of you guys who might not know what an IPO is, an initial public offering, okay, to explain it like you're 5, okay? People make companies, right? But sometimes they're private. There's private companies and there are public companies. So private companies are companies that are literally private, right? There's a CEO and then there's people, there's employees, but people don't know the data. It's quite literally, you don't know the specs. It's private. It's just literal 1-for-1. So what these private companies do from time to time is they do what's called an IPO, an initial public offering, where they're saying, hey guys, it's time to go public. Let's put ourselves out there, okay? And when they put themselves out there, they basically enter the stock market, okay? So like Google and Apple and all of those companies, those are public companies. We know their finances. We know how much they're worth. We know who's investing in it. We know how much the stocks cost. We know everything about it because it's public. The reason why a lot of these private companies have an incentive to go public is because they can raise funds. They can say, hey guys, here's our private company. I think we're worth $1.5 trillion, right? And if that's the case and they actually get that valuation when they go public, and people and investors actually give them money for that support and they get that valuation, then they raise all of this money, all of this extra cash now that they're public, and they can use that to pay off investors. Like there are people right now that might be investors that are basically already in the company privately. They can use it to get more employees. They can use it to buy rockets. They can use it to build satellites. They can use all of that money essentially to continue to create and build just based off the valuation, okay? That's one of the incentives of creating an IPO. There's a lot of disincentives of an IPO too as well, why some companies stay private. There's pros and cons, but we don't need to go into that. But yes, that's SpaceX. Okay, man is trying to make Star Trek. Might be valued at $1.5 trillion, the biggest that we have ever seen in the world. And he's trying to create an internet with Starlink. He's trying to create rockets with SpaceX. And then he's trying to create the third thing, I can't remember. Mans is trying to go into outer space and make self-sustaining rockets, have people flow out in space, and then go to the Mars. But yeah, just some of you guys need to know, it doesn't mean that it's actually going to happen. It doesn't also mean it'll be truly valuated at $1.5 trillion. I'll let you guys know when there's any updates about that. And it looks like it's something that they're aiming for late 2026. So there's a good chance that this gets delayed or it doesn't even go public. It's a thing that could happen. And if it does, it would literally break human history. Another thing I know you guys want me to talk about. We got so much, man. We got so much to talk about. This is great. Isn't it great? 3 days in a row. By the way, I just want to stop here and pause and say, if you guys are watching and you're enjoying the content, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Okay, it's reminding me of the old days, the daily ritual. When I'm here uploading 100 videos a day like Corey, it feels good, bro, to kind of sit here and yap with you guys and learn new information and share with you as well. It feels good, right? I know it feels good. It's like we're getting the info without the doom and gloom. And I know some of you are right now, you might be on the treadmill calling you out, or you at the gym, or you on a drive home. Like, thanks, Omni, for keeping me updated. You're welcome. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. This is reciprocal, by the way, okay? But only if you like the freaking video, okay? Like it. And if you've been watching for a while or you're new, subscribe. That's the part. You're right. Psych. This was all manipulation. I got you here to just subscribe to the channel, you idiot. Do it now, okay? If you're driving, Omni, I'm driving. I can't press buttons while I'm driving. If I do this, I might crash, okay? Sounds like a skill issue, but fine. I'll wait for the delay. Just don't forget, because I know some of y'all and I know some of y'all still not hitting the like button. So I'll give you 5 seconds. 4, 3. Do it. All right, okay, cool. Or don't do it, and then you'll do it. Australia's under 16 social media ban starts tomorrow amid dog self-loopies. Did you guys know? Loopholes. Did you guys know that Australia is making it so that kids underneath the age of 16 aren't able to use social media? Did you know? Don't you believe it? Man, what an absolute crazy world. Starting tomorrow, major platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and others must block Australian kids under 16 from creating accounts, with fines up to $50 million Australian dollars for failing to take reasonable steps. E-Safety Commissioner Julian McGrant guides enforcement using layered tools like facial age estimation from selfies and behavioral checks, all while protecting privacy. Early tests reveal gaps such as dog photos or AI-edited images fooling scanners as teens plan workarounds like VPNs or family logins amid broad public support for addressing mental health concerns. All right. We've been talking about this war on censorship for quite a long time, but it's been a while since we've talked about it. And we talked about it in UK, Britain. We talked about the Online Safety Act. We talked about the premise of protect the kids, okay, and how these countries around the world are trying to figure out a way to get people to put their selves, their identities, their photos, their print, everything, okay? They want your information. Big Brother wants to watch you, okay? And this is very large because in order to kind of be a part of the internet, you have to, again, start putting in your ID, get verification. I think even on Instagram, I don't do social media a lot, but I think it was on Instagram or something like that, and I got a prompt And the prompt was like, hey, bro, can you upload your license really quickly? Can you just so we can make sure it's you? And I was like, what the fuck? Like they're trying to get us. They want to know where you are on the internet. Okay. You have a home address, right? In the real world. They want to know what your digital address is in the internet world. That's the point, so that they can track you from both sides, from both spectrums. No anonymity is not something that they want you to have. That's what people are trying to protect, is their right to anonymity on the online world. But they're suggesting that that's a problem because it's affecting kids' mental health. And there's the whole concept of social media. And I think there is the debate here. Social media is actually terrifying, but it's so also I would say integrated into our lifestyles that to remove it is almost like removing the ability for kids to have relationships and friends and box them into like, now I got to talk to the people around me locally. Ooh, brother. Ooh, what's that? Okay. Some of my best friends and people that I met were people that I met around the world. I've never met them actually. I'd be like, yeah, back when I was a kid, when I was younger, I was like, I don't know these people. They live somewhere else, somewhere. Some of them could have just been grown men, actually, now I think about it, probably. But before knowing it or whatever, okay, I just talked with people from around the world. And occasionally I did link up or see them, and they can be from Canada, they can be from Europe, they could be from Australia, they could be from Japan. It was really cool. Anyway, kids are allegedly using dog photos to bypass Australia's new age verification system. One user reported uploading the image of a golden retriever, which was accepted, okay? So kids are trying to figure out how to bypass this literally countrywide ban of social media. Person here actually saying not just kids, adults too. Okay, why would anyone want to scan their mug or ID with sensitive info? Okay, data leaks are inevitable. Yes, they're not even inevitable. Well, they are inevitable. It's going to happen. That's the thing. It's like they're not going to be able to protect your identity. As soon as that stuff goes up there, the dark web, they are about to make. They're like, please push this. Please get these people to upload their IDs. Okay, you've seen. I keep talking about the dystopian future, like of the internet, when it comes to like the future that we're going to be in, this cyber futuristic world. And one of those things, when it comes to that places, is the dark areas, the dark space, the dark web. People having all your information, bro, and literally selling it, right? So it's not going to not happen. You're not going to be like, yo, don't worry, bro. I'm gonna upload all your information. I'll protect it forever. No, these companies can't do that, because they can't outpace the protection, because the people who are trying to break in usually evolve faster than the protection. It usually takes a data breach for them to then potentially guard it, but no one can safeguard your information forever perfectly. It's just not going to happen. The government has been freaking hacked into it. Okay. So that's just free information. When someone says, I'm going to protect your information, don't you believe it. Okay. They just want your information for other purposes. And if you get hit by a stray, they're not going to be like, sorry, my bad. Here's the damages to repay for you getting hacked. You're just cooked. You're cooked, okay? But guys, for realsy, it's over. It's GG's. This is the end. Australian teens mourn the loss of social media as the ban begins. As of December 10th, literally, it's over. All ogre. And it reads here, Australia bans social media for users under 16, affecting major platforms. Teenagers express sadness, disbelief over losing access to favorite apps. Some teams support the ban, citing excessive screen time as a concern. Okay? Australian teenagers have taken to social media for the last time to farewell their followers and mourn the loss of platforms that shaped much of their lives before the world's first ban take effect on Wednesday. That's today! In the hours leading up to the ban's midnight start, a flurry of goodbye messages came from teenagers as well as adults on platforms including TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. Bro, this is so sad. This is so sad, bro. Oh my God. I mean, you know what they're going to have to do, I think, is they're going to have to start finding ways to connect. This is what I would do. I would say, hey guys, we got to figure out a way to link up. So if we can't use TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit, we all need to be like, we got to find a forum, or we have to find like a private forum. We need to find, there are going to be spaces. And I think what's a lot of people worry about is that as these kids lose these main sources, they're going to start circumventing it. And when you circumvent the main spaces, you might start finding some more shoddy areas, right? In order to kind of connect. And there's a lot of people banking on that shoddy area to be a place to explore. It's funny. Some people might go to Roblox. Seriously, people are talking about going to Roblox to stay in connection. Some people are talking about going and playing video games, like very popular ones, like League of Legends or something. Finding video game places where people are like, all right, guys, we're all going to start meeting here on League of Legends, okay? But the kids are not going to stop reaching out. They're not going to be like, well, that's gone. I guess I'll never talk and connect with anybody anymore. They're just going to find ways around it, and we have to be careful what those ways around it actually are. Hell, they might even bring back Club Penguin, bro. Shoot, or some Ragnarok online, bro. That's how I connected. Like, if you would have branded that out, we would have found a common game. Hey guys, we all playing Club Penguin. We all playing Gaia online. We all playing Ragnarok online. Get in here, bro. We can't be here on the social media world. We will create our own social media world game. And then they can't ban that, right? Right? I'm pretty sure they can. I'll miss you guys. Posted 29-year-old Melbourne creator Josh Partington, who makes comedy sketches about Australian life for more than 75,000 TikTok followers. Man, Australia has ordered 10 major platforms, including TikTok, Google, YouTube, and Meta, Instagram, and Facebook to block around 1 million users under the age of 16 or face massive fines. Some 200,000 accounts have already been deactivated on TikTok alone, the government said, with hundreds of thousands to be blocked in the coming days. Young Australians who have grown up using social media face the prospect of losing access to the favorite apps as a mix of sadness, humor, and disbelief. There's got to be like some ramification. This has got to be bad, actually. Something tells me that removing children's ability to communicate with friends and humans online is going to have a very harsh backlash. They want to protect their mental health. Something tells me this is going to make it worse. Imagine taking away your ability to contact your friends in this kind of way. I mean, Again, there is other ways to do it. You can just have phone numbers. They're just trying to take away the social media. But the way that social media works for a lot of these kids is they post videos. They show themselves. They show little images. Hey guys, I'm at a party. Come through. Hey, I'm here. Come do this. Or look, this is what I'm doing, right? But if you go back to the golden age of, okay, I got to call a person to talk to them, or having group chats, like it's going to make it really hard for a lot of these kids to find communities and people like themselves, right? That's the beauty of social media and TikTok, is that you can find community. I'm going to miss so much. I'm going to miss you so much, and especially the funny content. One TikTok user wrote to their followers, "See you in a few years, but I don't know if my account will still be standing. Goodbye. See you on the other side." Another said, "It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again." I'm so sad. I'm joking, but this is so sad, bro. There were edits posted to use their favorite memes, while many urged their followers to join alternative platforms like Yelp, Lemonade, and Coverstar, which are not covered by the law yet. On Reddit, users posted their goodbye notes to subreddits such as "Our Teenagers." As an autistic 13-year-old, I am devastated. Damn. As an artistic 13-year-old, I am devastated for you, homie, bro. Like, look, I don't know. I'm still a little undiagnosed, but I might got a little bit of autism or some ADHD. I don't know. But I do know what it's like to be different growing up. Okay. I didn't fit in, bro. I was an outcast, man. I was an outcast. Like, the niggas around me, I didn't fuck with them. Bro. All they wanted to do was smoke, drink, and fuck bitches, bro. I wasn't about that life, man. So I escaped into the anime world, and that shit wasn't cool as well. So I escaped into gaming anime and found online communities of other outcasts and other niggas who wasn't fucking with the mainstream culture, bro. And I was like, this is great. I found my people. And I'm worried that these kids who found their people are losing their people. That's gotta not be good, you know? I empathize. My playlist of 1,400 songs on YouTube will be deleted, and Reddit too. I have 0 friends. I will be completely alone for the next 3 years until I'm 16. Oh my God. Bro, some stayed online until midnight on Tuesday, posting clips of clocks counting down to set Adele's Skyfall and his lyrics, "This is the end." I'm so sad. That sucks. I'm genuinely, I feel it. I'm genuinely empathizing. This hurts. I don't like this. Others, they took their frustration out on the center-left Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, who has lost 6,000 followers across TikTok and Instagram since Tuesday. Quote, "Just wait until we're able to vote," one person commented on Albanese's TikTok account. Not all teenagers were against the ban, not going to lie. Social media ban is probably the best for the best of us. All we do is sit behind a screen for hours. So let's talk about this. The sitting behind screen for words, okay? And it being tied to social media. It's very true. Let's have a real conversation. Social media is designed in a way to technically be crack. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. Okay, as somebody who has studied this, I've been studying. I'm studying a lot. I'm studying dopamine. Okay, I'm reading a whole bunch of books on dopamine. I'm studying the effects of the phones and the internet, and literally how the phone and social media and the internet and all these businesses, how everything is done in order to feed your brain junk food. The fancy colors, the scrolling, the brain rots. It's there. And the goal is to get you stuck and absorbed. It's constant, like eating McDonald's, fast food, right? But for your brain, and you have unlimited access to it. That's literally what brain rotting is, okay? Instead of rotting your teeth, you rot your brain, okay? And it is designed to be addictive as well. The dangers of social media is not something that is beyond me. And trying to find that balance, seems for Australia, is setting an age limit of 16, similar to how we set an age limit to like 18 or was it 21 for drinking. Okay. That approach to me, I'm not exactly sure if that 100% works, because these teens, right? These people who have been rejected of their drug, right, will find their dopamine. They will. That's the thing, right? They're not going to be like, okay. And even though there's going to be less people accessing these sites, the dopamine will still be readily available in other sources. In fact, they're going to have withdrawals that are so bad and painstaking that they are going to do whatever it takes to make these connections return. That's the part. The backlash of that is what I am concerned about. It feels too heavy. It feels too harsh. And I also don't believe in the incentive of it being for protecting the kids. I highly do not believe in that. I truly believe more so that it comes about regulating and trying to get people's information and trying to get control. That's what I truly feel, but that's a conversation for another time. But I get it. I get the power of the screens, man. A lot of people are addicted to your phones, just not even with social media, but including social media. So it aids to it. And I do believe that there needs to be more education, right? Like, we don't ban kids from candy. You got to be 16 to eat candy. This shit will rot your teeth. It will, right? But we're not banning kids and saying like you got to be 16 to eat candy, even though candy and sugar is one of the most leading causes of death in humans, right? But we're not doing that. We're not doing it. We're not trying to protect their physical health in that kind of way. We're trying to protect their mental health when it comes to social media, because it's going to hurt their brains, you know? And that's the part where I feel like it doesn't kind of make sense, because the regulations are not one for one when it comes to their physical or their mental. And I just, again, I don't believe in governments when they say that they're trying to protect kids. We've released the freaking Epstein files, bro. Release them. But anyway, guys, that's the Australia ban. That's social media. Let me know how you guys feel. If you guys do support the ban, curious, let me know. Are any of you guys from Australia? Are you still here? Bro, are y'all still here? Oh no, I didn't even think about that, bro. Oh my God, did I miss out? Are some of my Australian homies saying goodbye? It's been a long day. I hope you guys can find me. But yeah, let me know. Any of you guys from Australia above 18? Let me know what the energy is like. Let me know what the discussions are about as well. Maybe I'll talk about it in a future episode, okay? But yeah, damn. Okay, let's deflate a little bit. Let's start off with a few quick one-offs, okay? A little unwind session for those of you guys who your nervous system is getting a little all right, hopefully your nervous system isn't up there. Hopefully I'm tempering it for you guys. Well, let's start the unwind session of the show. Okay, Zora saying, what's your game of the year and why is it the 100 Line Defense Academy? I don't know yet what my game of the year is, to be completely frank. We'll talk about it with the Game Awards tomorrow. They'll probably pop up there, but I feel bad. I haven't played the 100 Line Last Defense Academy. I haven't played that, and I love Danganronpa series. I love Spike Chun's. I got to. We got to do it. Not because we have to, because I want to. I crave it. I haven't played Delta Room chapters 3 and 4, bro. I forgot what happened in Delta Room. I crave it. I live for that shit, bro. I heard there's a Danganronpa 1 and 2. One of you guys told me that there's a sequel to as well, so I can't give you the game of the year yet. Still have to finish some of the games. And it's hard for me to say game of the year because, again, I'm not keeping up with the games. My backlog is absolute. I literally Literally, okay? When I stream, I literally got to go straight and just start playing games. I just have to. And I can't, I get stuck because I play roguelites. Like I'm playing Hades 2 now, bro. And I'm like, like I stopped Slay the Spire, got over my addiction. Yay. And now I'm playing Hades 2. No, bro. These roguelites, man, they are the end of me, man. If you guys don't know roguelites, when it comes to video games, or where you play a different game, but it's never the same, man. You start off with a different weapon or a different course or different boons or different powers, and you fight different bosses, and it's, oh God, bro. Roguelikes are like the death of variety gaming. If you want to just play new games, if everyone also sometimes have games that they just replay, roguelites are the ones, the constant rerun that is never the rerun, bro. Man, that genre is so good and so terrible at the same time. Well, Phoenix saying Studio Ghibli films will get 4K restorations and releases in theaters next year. IMAX says multiple Studio Ghibli films will get 4K restorations. I love this. Studio Ghibli films getting remastered at IMAX for movies. I will be there. I will be there. I don't care if I'm watching by myself. I will be there. Studio Ghibli films. Oh my God, bro. Studio Ghibli is actually one of the genres where people don't like anime, but they'll be like, Studio Ghibli doesn't count. You know, they almost look at it as like Disney cartoons or something like that. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Also told me that season 2 of Avatar: The Last Airbender live action premieres 2026. Okay, so Avatar: The Last Airbender for Netflix comes back. I think I watched it and I think it was okay. I can't remember. I think I liked it. Aang was really cute. A lot of people complaining though because Aang got old. Aang is hitting puberty, bro. So between one season and next, and they're like, no, we lost cute little Aang. Now he's a nigga, you know. But it's coming 2026. Avatar: The Last Airbender. I will probably be there no matter what. I can't remember if I watched it. I feel like I did, but I'm forgetting. Here's a nice random clip. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman gets advice from ChatGPT to help raise his newborn, bro. And yes, this clip right here has been going pretty viral with Jimmy Fallon. You guys know Jimmy Fallon talk show, and you guys probably know Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI. OpenAI being one of the biggest AI companies of all time. And they're talking about, would you use ChatGPT to raise a baby? I'm very curious what he has to say about this. I'm pretty sure he's going to say yes.
And do you use ChatGPT when raising your baby?
I do. I mean, I feel kind of bad about it because we have this like genius level at everything intelligence sitting there like waiting to unravel the mysteries of humanity. And I'm like, why does my kid stop dropping his pizza on the floor and laughing? Like,
yeah.
You know? And so I feel like I'm not asking a good enough question, but it is, I cannot imagine having gone through that, like figuring out how to raise a newborn without ChatGPT. Clearly people did it for a long time, no problem.
Yes.
But
yeah.
So I know it. Like,
yes. Humankind. Okay. So I ran into an interesting discussion. I think it was Reddit or somewhere. I can't recall where they talked about the ideas of how technology can be like the end of humankind because we start to take shortcuts. When things become easier, like eating food, it turns to Uber Eats, okay? Or like, I don't know, labor work, hunting, survival things. When the things that you actually had to put energy and effort to as a human being becomes something that doesn't require any more effort anymore, then a lot of humans stop losing like purpose. They have to start finding purpose in other things, like the animal kingdom, for example, right? They've evolved over as well, but usually they wake up and they're like, how do I get food? How do I eat? How do I not get eaten? And then I did it. Congratulations. I spent all day trying to figure that shit out. And then we're good. And so that's their whole day. So we are evolved past just trying to survive and eat. Some of us. And some of us are in situations where, no, we've got grocery stores. Okay. Some of the basic stuffs are now kind of like we can go to the grocery store. We have money. We have currency. So with people are worried about ChatGPT removing the gap of effort, right? Because one of the important things that we had about ChatGPT was critical thinking skills. So when we had a question, we had to figure it out. Or we would have to put effort into figuring out questions. You could argue that the effort that was put in was maybe a waste of time. Like the fact that you'd have to go drive to a library to kind of get information. I can agree with that. Accessibility. But again, the topic is like, okay, cool. We got libraries. Cool. But we don't need that anymore. Now we got Ask Jeeves. Now we got search engines. Now we have an AI where if you have any specific thought, then your brain is going to go, I have a question. Let me ask ChatGPT. I have a question. Let me ask ChatGPT. And then it's going to get to the point where you're going to get the question before it even comes to you. AI will start giving you questions before you have questions. This is the fear that some people have with AI, is that it's taking out a lot of the elements of what it means to be a human. You become integrated with an artificial intelligence that is taking control of your literally how you think. Literally how you think. This idea of him saying that he's using ChatGPT to raise the baby, I see pros and cons. And it's a very vicious cycle. I do think that like Google search engines, ease of technology, trying to get information is very healthy, especially when it comes to emergencies, right? Like, I need to know an answer and I need to know it now, and otherwise my baby might die or something like that. I need to figure out what's going on and there's nowhere else, or sometimes that information is put behind paywalls, behind specialists, behind doctors. But then the credibility of the AI is not also practiced, right? You can't go to ChatGPT and AI to get answers that otherwise would be provided by a person who's been in the field for 15 years, bro. So, and then a lot of the information from AI and ChatGPT is also not always true. They lie, okay? A big thing that you guys have to understand when it comes to ChatGPT and AI and a lot of stuff right now too as well, they lie to you. It lies. It is specifically, you might not understand it. It does not actually give you fruitful information with sources all of the time. It will make shit up so that you believe it. Don't you believe it, okay? I think I talked about this briefly, like a phantom thing. It's unreliable. And a lot of people start to rely on something that's unreliable. And I think it reaches this whole thing where people are using AI and they're getting this like psychosis from it because it continues to feed your ego and it continues to feed your beliefs and it continues to agree with you, and it creates this circle. And man, we can have a discussion. We might need to sit here and have a full video about like AI, guys. A small rant before we wrap up. But like, my concern that the internet, maybe we'll save this for a video. My concern has been that the internet just sucks right now. When I go on Reddit or Twitter or any social media and this stuff, I've actually just lost interest because Instagram post, I can see it. I can see when humans are filtering their thoughts through AI. Okay, I can see the patterns. I see if not this, it's not this, it's not this. I can see how this is tapping into every single medium that exists. Journalism is tapping into books, people writing books, people making videos that are filtered. Okay, we're losing the human to human experience very quickly. Okay, when it was just me and you, nigga to nigga, right? Like, oh, and with typos and mistakes and flaws. And now we've got these same people who are like, here's my thought idea. And then they put it into ChatGPT and then it returns it into another completely thought or idea. And then that's what you're interacting with. And then a person replies to that, puts it through ChatGPT. What do you think about this ChatGPT, about this ChatGPT response? And yeah, I think I'm going to make a statement based off of that. It's terrifying. We have the way that I've been looking at this, right, is that you have humans to humans, okay? Literally non-AI touched stuff. The OG internet was just niggas being niggas, okay? Then you have human to AI. There's a lot of stuff that internet theory is real that you're responding to that is not an actual person. Okay, I have one example that I see a lot of times is on Reddit. A lot of posts that fly up to the top down. It'll be like, hey guys, and all this information. And at the end, it'll be like, anyway, I use this specific app in order to kind of get. So it's a sale. You're getting sold. Niggas are using AI to kind of feed you information you want to see in order for you to buy shit. Okay, so now you got human, and the humans believe it. Don't you believe? I'm not going to stop saying that, by the way. So they think that they're talking to an AI, to a person, and they're not. And there are some people who are talking to AI and they don't even care. They're like, well, the ideas make sense. So is AI a person now? They're starting to become. We already have streamers who are just fully AI. We already got Neurosama. So like, we're already there, bro. Then you have humans, okay, that are not AI filtered. Now you have humans talking to humans that are AI filtered. So you're having conversations with people who are putting their ideas and thoughts and everything through ChatGPT. So the conversation that you're having with your friends, with your spouse, with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend, with everything is now being filtered. You got people on Tinder and dating apps literally talking about this shit, bro. Like literally being like, man, am I talking to an AI? Is everything we're having here being filtered through ChatGPT? Am I getting ChatGPT suggested game now? Right. So again, I what I feel like is happening is we're phasing out the human to human interaction. And I truly believe in the next 10 years, the human to human interaction is going to be like a commodity. It's going to be a place where we're going to be looking for this. This is why I'm here still. And this is why I'm making this content. And one of the purposes, I have purpose for here. To give you guys information, to talk about what's happening around the world, to keep your nervous system down, but also to keep a human to human connection. And it's kind of ironic, right? Because I'm not talking to you directly right now. You're talking to a past version of me, but I know that that link will be created. Okay. And so that you as a human will be watching this and me as a human is talking to you. Even if it's delayed, it's still there. And it's a part of the reason why I want to continue to make this, because I feel like it's going to be hard to find, man. Outside of just going out and touching grass and talking to people IRL. That's still the biggest thing that you can do to get rid of AI is to talk to people without phones. That's another thing as well. I will have a strict no phone policy when hanging out with the homies, bro, because the phone and AI it's becoming garbage, bro. We need a new internet. But even if we do get a new internet, I think we're already cooked because there's no way that the new internet's not going to have AI. The internet is just... It just sucks a little bit now. I mean, some people are excited for AI. Some people are excited for this whole, like, yeah, I'm half human, half robot. I like to integrate with the AI. Some people love it, to be honest. I'm a little bit skeptical. I can see the pros of AI, but the cons of the human connection and the humans warping into another type of entity, I don't know if that's the evolution that I would like. But I do feel like that's the evolution that we're headed towards. So, yeah. All right, guys, let me get out of your hair. Okay. One more time. Subscribe, please. You might not even know you're subscribed. You might be, oh, damn, I thought I was subscribed this whole time. Please subscribe, okay? Leave a like, okay? Please. If you haven't done it when you're way in, then at least do it on your way out, please. It's called being nice and polite. I love you guys. I will catch you tomorrow with another video in the morning. And then we will also be watching the Game Awards again tomorrow evening. Set your clock. Send it a reminder. Come hang out with me and nobody else. I love you guys. Y'all take it easy. Stay safe on these streets because these streets aren't safe. Peace.